It's your boy Trex, the Sports Junkie, and welcome to the MBS Stardom Center Fantasy Football Show. Of course, I got the homie in the building. What up, Keo?
What up, man? It's game day, man.
Hey man, I dunked you.
The
I dunked you
big,
on you.
yeah, because you wanted to pick the Dallas Cowboys
Oh
tonight.
God,
That's why.
here we go. Here we go. I got the
How
Niners. I
go
got the
Cowboys?
Niners. Hey man, we not here
Woo!
for all that. We not here for all that. We here for help to help people with their fantasy football lineups. Real quick before we even get started, you know the Bears and the Commanders played on Thursday night. Hopefully you started DJ Moore. My God, DJ Moore is still scoring
Mm-mm-mm.
touchdowns out there. Um, Pretty much all the studs was pretty much good in that game. It was a high scoring game. And then obviously the Bills and the Jags. Hopefully you got up this morning and you got them guys in your lineups because that game already started. And then the guys that you want to take out your lineup, the Browns, the Chargers, the Seahawks, and the Bucks, because they are all on a bye. They are all on a bye this week. So we don't have many games to talk about this week. But real quick, in and out, some big names. Odell Beckham Jr. is in. Jonathan Taylor, who got the big contract, who MBS reported got the money, and other media outlets reporting got his money. He will be in today. Cooper Kupp is in today. Saquon Barkley, Jameer Gibbs is out of the lineups today, so that will affect some fantasy lineups out there. But with that being said, Keo, let's get to the top five quarterbacks on the day. Keo is drinking his Starbucks right now. Do we have Keo or is the pros like that?
Yeah,
Well,
I'm
while we
here.
waiting on Keo, you there? Okay, you froze on.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know
here.
what happened. So let's get to these quarterbacks, big dog.
You hear me?
Yeah, you good now?
Okay. What you saying?
Top five quarterbacks on the day.
Okay, man. Number five for me. Um I'm starting off with Matthew Stafford at number five against the Eagles. Um, Stafford's been surprising a lot of people this year. Um, Not the best numbers in fantasy, but he gets Cooper Cup back. Puka Nakua, solid. Tutu Atwell. They got some weapons around him, man. Going against the Eagles, and I expect them going against a team like the Eagles for him to put up some points. So I got him at number five for today. Number four for me, I am going with Rain Dakota Prescott at number four today,
Oh
man.
God, here we go.
I am. Everybody knows I've been raving and ranting about my Dallas Cowboys this week on social media, and I got a right to do so. And I think Dak Prescott, all the questions will be answered today, and I think this game will be about Cowboys offense instead of the Cowboys defense. And I like Dak Prescott at number four. I'm actually gonna I am starting him today also, so got him at four. Number three for me, he needs to have the good game. This is a perfect matchup, a perfect setup for him. He is struggling like no other, man. But I expect him to put up a good game. And I'm talking about Joe Burrow coming in at
Okay.
number three to start. He is he is probably one right now. He is probably one of the worst fantasy quarterbacks right now going into the 5 weeks of football. He's only scored 8.2 fantasy points or less in the past 3 or 4 games this season. and that's not good. He's ranked like nearly almost on the bottom of all the quarterbacks that's starting in this league. So going against Arizona, this is a good matchup for him, and I like Joe Burrow in this matchup. Coming in at number two for me, I am gonna go with the rookie sensation of CJ Stroud, man. CJ Stroud, he's on pace to break some rookie records. He's averaging 24.6 in his last 3 games now. 3 games in a row, he's been averaging 24. Like CJ Stroud against the miserable Atlanta Falcons. So I got him at number two. And number one for me, I am going to go with Kirk Cousins at number one. Going against the Kansas City Chiefs, I expect this game to be a high scoring game. If it's not a high scoring game, it's going to be a lot of catch up and garbage points for Kirk Cousins. And I like the Vikings and Kirk Cousins in this one. Kirk Cousins is ranked like as a top five quarterback in fantasy football right now, and I like this matchup for him. Obviously, you got one of the best receivers in the game, Justin Jefferson, so he's going to get his numbers. Hawkinson's been playing solid. I'm going with Kirk Cousins as my number one guy to start for today.
You and I see things very similar. I'm gonna start with number 5. I got Joe Burrow. I know he's nicked up. He's not 100%, but it's just a great matchup going up against the Arizona Cardinals. We saw what Daniel Jones did to the Arizona Cardinals in the second half. T. Higgins, I know I think questionable or doubtful, but I don't think he's gonna be playing. But nonetheless, oh snap! Oh snap!
What up? What up?
What up, man?
Oh man, check it in, man. It's about that time, man. It's check-in time.
Hey, man, we got a special guest, I see. My dog Wes is in the building. Man, CJ Stroud did me wrong last week. Him and Nico Collins went crazy on me.
Hey, man.
Wait.
That young gunner, man.
Wait,
There's them young gunners in H-Town, man.
Hold on. I got an announcement. I've already talked to X about this. So moving forward, starting today, Wes will be joining us on the Stardom Stidham show for the rest of the season.
There we go. Well, Wes, I'll let you go. Top 5 quarterbacks on the day.
You finish up your stats, brother, man. I'm in here for the long haul, so go ahead, finish up.
No, I just wanted you to introduce yourself to the rest of the people of who you are.
Hey, I'm Wesley Parker, aka P. Smurf. My coaching gave me that, my sons, but I'm a big sports fan, been always part of the NBS, but don't drop a face every once in a while. But I'll be officially on a Starter Pick'em show. I'm glad to join, Keo and X, but let's get it.
He's a Bears fan, by the way, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey, more of a Saints fan, but hey, I was born in Illinois,
Yes, go
ahead,
Wes.
I rep my Cubs and my Bulls, so let's get back to the Pick'ems. We'll talk more about that later,
Okay. Well, still, like I said, number 5, I got Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow has a great matchup against Arizona. Even though he's nicked up, you got to go ahead and start against Arizona. Like I said, Daniel Jones had a big showing against Arizona, so there's no way I'm going to sit Joe Burrow against Arizona. Coming in number 4, I got Jordan Love going up against the Vegas Raiders. I just think that Love has played some good football this year, and he likes Dobbs. Watson's back. I think that he'll do some good things against the Raiders today, so I'm going with him at 4. At number 3, you said young rookie phenom, and shout out to CJ Stroud.
I already know what you're going to say already.
But I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going with somebody in this division, a fantasy stud so far, Anthony Richardson. Versus Tennessee today. Anthony Richardson, I'm not talking about real life, which I'm my fantasy here. And Anthony Richardson, he's a dual threat. He can run the football. He can throw the football. I like him today versus Tennessee. I think he'll have a good game coming at number 3. At number 2, I know Ahmad St. Brown is out. I know Jahmyr Gibbs is out. I still got Jared Goff. Jameson Williams returns today for the Lions. They still got Sam Laporta. Still got David Montgomery. They're going up against Carolina. I think Jared Goff has a good game today. But then at 1, I'm with Keo. This is pretty easy. Kirk Cousins versus Kansas City. He's going to have to put up some gaudy numbers to keep up with Patrick Mahomes and company. So I got Kirk Cousins coming in at number 1 today. Wes, what we doing?
Hey, man, I'll start with number 1. Like you said, the rookie. He put it on you last week. He put it on you. I asked you which one you wanted, but I went with the rookie. I'm riding their hot hand, C.J. Stroud. Number 2, I'm riding with y'all, Kirk Cousins. I believe he's at home. I believe he's going to put up his numbers. It's time for him to get the ball rolling, or like I told Keo last week or 2 weeks ago, I believe they might trade Kirk Cousins, if they keep falling like this. Just my opinion, just throwing it out there. 3, it's time for Joe Burrow to show up. I think he's going to have his game, Joe Burrow. Number 4, I'll go with Anthony Richardson, another young hot hand. I believe he's going to score a rushing touchdown if y'all believe in that. After that, I'll go with Jordan Love. I'm going with young gunners, man. I think it's the young gunners years, But I believe Joe Burrow, it's time for him to put up too, because I understand he's been having calf injuries, but it's time for him to show up. Chase, hey, that's a bet down there. Put Chase over 100 yards, man. If y'all want to put a little, sprinkling prize picks or anything like that. Hey,
okay.
Chase,
I like
Chase
the
putting
shirt
up,
you rocking too.
Hey, you see that? Yes, sir. Hey, Chase going over 100 though.
Okay, we're gonna talk about receivers in a second. All right, Keo, let's get to these running backs. What you got for me?
Okay, coming in at number 5 for me, I'm going with Miles Sanders at number 5. Obviously, I got him on my fantasy team in the MBS league. He's going against the Detroit Lions, and I think Miles Sanders been doing this throughout, playing with a growing injury. I think he'll give you the normal average numbers he's accustomed to giving you guys. So I got him at number 5. Number 4, man, I'm going with another running back I drafted on my team once again, Isaiah Pacheco, baby. Woo! True wasn't high on him, man. Obviously, I was one of the reasons why I am 3-1 in the MBS league, unlike the rest of the people on this panel.
Wow.
Yeah, going against the Minnesota Vikings, man. He had his best game last week, and I think he'll continue to get production on there, and I think has been a huge help for this Chiefs team. So I got him at number 4. Number 3, I'm gonna go with Raheem Mostert, despite with Devon Achane, with the way he's been breaking out for the Dolphins. I like Mostert for the Dolphins today. Number 2, everybody knows I'm not a big fan. Oh, wait. Oh, I can't pick him. My bad. I was going to go with James Cook, but they are currently playing right now. So I am not. I decided not to go with him. Number 2, I'm going to go with Dameon Pierce at number 2.
Good pick, Keo.
Against the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons been really bad when it comes to against the run. So I like him at number 2. And at number 1, man, my number 1 guy that I am recommending people to start for today. I'm going with David Montgomery at number 1. I think obviously you got Jameer Gibbs there, but Montgomery, he's still able to do all of this with Jameer Gibbs there, and he's been getting a lot of like the goal line touches a lot. Week 4 against the Packers, he had over 121 yards and 3 touchdowns, 2 catches for 21 yards off of 3 targets. He scored a touchdown in every single game. Why not again? David Montgomery at number 1.
Okay, Wes, you want to go next, or you want me to go?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll start from the one. David Montgomery. I had him as my top choice. He's on one of my prize picks. I don't know if y'all promote that, but out here in Cali, we get prize picks. Some of y'all get DFS, but I got David Montgomery as my number 1 running back. Keel went with Mostert. I went with I call him 8 cans. That dude almost beat me by himself last week with X. I went with 8 cans. Number 3, a lot of people not ride with him, but I'm gonna ride with him this week. I believe it's, I think it's a banger weekend, man. I'm gonna go with Mixon. I'm gonna roll with Mixon. I think it's his time to get a couple of touches. Number 4 is Keel's guy, Pacheco. He's looking like a real stud out there. It's just so many people are touching the ball in Kansas City, but he's been the hot hand. And number 5 is Pierce. I'll roll with Pierce with Texans.
Okay, I got some of those same names. I'm gonna start with number 5. I got Brees Hall going up against the Broncos defense. No, the Broncos let everybody score on them. I mean, Keo might get a touchdown if he played against the Broncos. So I'm going with Brees Hall. I think you'll have a decent game today, especially with him coming out, verbally saying that, look, I need to get the ball more. And we've seen the big play from him, so I think he'll do well today. Coming number 4, Keo's going to like this one. DeAndre Swift. I think Swift, man, has carved out his role in Philadelphia. And, Game 1's cool and all them other guys is cool, but Swift is clearly the guy in Philadelphia. And even though they're going up against the Rams, that may be a high-scoring game. So I'm going to go with Swift. I think Swift has a good game today. Keo, another one you're going to be excited about. Isaiah Pacheco. Hey, I've been knocking him all year. But I think Pacheco going up against Minnesota, who we're going to talk about in a second, as far as what we think is the highest scoring game of the day. I think Pacheco, man, he's really starting to carve out that role over there where he's the every down back. So I like him. At number 2, me and Wes see it. I don't know what you said about Mostert, but I got Devon Achane. Man, listen, I keep telling y'all, this kid, I gave him a new nickname, DA2K. He's the new Chris Johnson. He's the man. I think he's having another big game today against the Giants. The Giants, they were out Saquon Barkley. Don't worry, fans. You're going to have a running back that's going to put on a show today. So I got Devon Achane coming in at number 2. But number 1, we all in agreement. David Montgomery, no Jameer Gibbs to take any carries away from him. They're going against Carolina. He's played great with Jameer Gibbs. Now he gets all of the runs, all the carries, all the touchdowns, all the catches. I like David Montgomery today a lot, so he's my number 1 running back. All right, Keo, let's get to these wide receivers.
Okay, coming at number 5 for me, everybody know I'm huge on Dallas tonight in today's game. So number 5, I'm starting Michael Gallup. Michael Gallup's been stepping up. I think at best right now, some people could start him as a huge flex. He's had 11 catches for 152 yards on 13 targets. He's at least average 11 points in his past 2 games, and I think they'll continue to go to him with the Niners focusing on on CeeDee Lamb today. So I got him at number 5 today. Number 4 for me, I'm gonna go with Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman had a pitiful 1 reception for 5 yards. That was disappointing. I'll expect him to have a better game today. Number 3 for me, I'm going with Romeo Doubs. I think Dobbs has been stepping up as one of the premier receivers on the Green Bay Packers. I like him more than Christian Watson right now. I think he's more of a safer choice. Um, he's and Dobbs has scored at least 18 points in 3 out of the 4 games this season. Um, Coming at number 2 for me, I'm gonna go with the new receiver from the Texans, Nathaniel Dell.
Think there.
Even though
Yeah, I like that pick.
yeah, yeah, even though Nico Collins has become a must start fantasy receiver in all leagues, I'm gonna go with Dell. I think he's a borderline starter in any type of format, and I like Dell as the one of the my number 2 wide receiver to start. And my number 1 guy to start for today, um, I got him on my fantasy team. I'm going with Garrett Wilson as the number 1 guy to start today. Um, this is the first time in 4 starts with Zach Wilson under center that he's recommended as a starter in this season at as a top pick for me. Zach Wilson, he looked better going against Kansas City. Honestly, thought they got robbed on one of the calls. And going through all of this with all the struggles that they're going through, Garrett Wilson has still been able to be solid. Um, the been he's been able to be solid. When he went against Kansas City, Garrett Wilson he got 14 targets that game, had 9 catches for 60 yards. And he almost had a touchdown also, and he was also been able to give you some solid fantasy numbers last week. So today I feel like he's a must start, and you're going against the Broncos. What? Let's go, man. He has 21 receptions, 36 targets for the season for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns. And every format type of league, he's averaging 13.9 fantasy points a game right now. So I'm going with Garrett Wilson as my number 1 wide receiver to start.
Okay. You can go ahead, Wes. Top 5 receivers.
Hey, you got to start that dude Cooper Kupp today. That's not number 5, man.
Oh!
Hey, they got that young gunner Puka out there, man. You know, Kupp got to show something because Puka about to take over, man. So, hey, I'm going to put – I know he's just coming back, but I'm going to start Kupp out there at number 5. Since y'all bashing the Broncos, I had put Sutton at number 4, you know. They're going to have to throw the ball to come back or, you know, he's going to get his receptions if you're playing in PPR. So I'm going with Sutton. I went with Nico to match up with Stroud. Oh, Collins been putting up some nice points over there in Houston. He had one bad week because that's when Dell took over. But I'll go with Nico at 3. The Jets against Denver. I'll go with Wilson again. Wilson's he's been coming out, man. You know, it's just, you know, what the quarterback play, what you're gonna do with that, you know. So I'll go with Wilson. And number 1, you know, I know everybody's a starter with him, but like I said, I'm just high on Chase this week. You know, I know everybody's gonna start him, but like I said, that's a guaranteed 100 yards and a touchdown. I promise you.
Okay. Well, coming in at number 5 for me, I got Tyler Boyd. I think Tyler Boyd is gonna have a good game. I think Higgins is gonna sit this one out. So I'm gonna go with Boyd at number 5. I think he'll have a good game. I said Burrow earlier, and I think Boyd will show up as well. Coming in number 4, I got Devonta Smith. We know A.J. Brown had the monster game last week. It kind of goes back and forth with them. 1 week it's one guy, 1 week it's the other guy. I think this week is Devonta Smith, so I'm going with Smith. Coming in number 3, I'm with Wes on this one. I got, or 3 and 2, I should say. I got Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. I think you start both of them. I think you get
Yes,
them
sir.
on the thing. These guys can easily both catch 5 catches. They can easily run the numbers up. They're gonna have to keep up with Philadelphia. So I like both of them today. But at number 1, we've been waiting for it. Wes actually traded him. He did good so far. I mean, yet because he hasn't done anything in this year. But I'm going with Jalen Waddle. I think Jalen Waddle finally has that breakout moment going up against the Giants. That's not a tough defense to have a breakout game against. They're going to focus on trying to stop Tyreek Hill and Achane. And I think that Waddle has his first big game of the year. So I'm going with Jalen Waddle at number 1. All right, Keo, let's get to these tight ends.
Okay, number 5. I'm starting Zach Ertz at number 5. Zach Ertz is a number 5 spot for me. There's not many tight ends when you look at it. Number 4, I'm gonna go with Hunter Henry at number 4 for the New England Patriots. I think he could definitely give you a solid game. Yeah, I think he could definitely give you a solid game. I got him at number 4. Obviously, they're playing a really miserable defense, which is the New Orleans Saints. Pass defense
Come on, man.
Pass defense is really bad, and defenses don't really defend. Say the Saints defense don't really defend the tight ends well, and they normally get their points. Number 3, I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys. Jake Ferguson at number 3. Lately I've been having Ferguson as a top 5 tight end to start every single week now. I think there probably 1 week I didn't. I know they're going to try to shut down their top receivers, and I think it leaves room for the tight ends to be open. Number 2 for me, I'm gonna go with Tyler Higbee from the Rams at number 2. Everybody's focusing on Cooper Kupp, Nacua, and I think this opens some targets for Tyler Higbee in this game against Philadelphia. Philadelphia, they got some solid corners over there. He opens up some opportunities over there. And number 1, man, he's probably been one of the most surprising tight ends of the year for me, and that is Sam Laporta from the Detroit Lions. Man, Sam Laporta had his first game fewer than 5 receptions last week against Green Bay. He's had 4 receptions for 56 yards on 5 targets. To have a better performance, which is against a favorable matchup and a favorable defense. Laporta, he has been one of the better tight ends this year. We know about the Travis Kelce's and the Mark Andrews, but this is the guy that people need to focus on. 13 catches, 147 yards, and a touchdown, 17 targets in the 2 home games this season. So I like Sam Laporta, man, especially with no Amon St. Brown today. And that's my number 1.
All right, I'll go with Zach Ertz. Riding with Zach Ertz. Yeah, I think he's going to have 4 or 5 good receptions. Yards, I don't know. They might blanket him a little bit, but he'll give you, those 4 or 5 receptions, maybe about 8 fantasy points. Higbee, I do agree with. I'll take him at 4. That offense is going to open up since Kupp is back. That's what I feel. Rams are going to open up. Everybody's going to get touches. Number 3, I got Goddard with Philadelphia. I'll take him. Yeah, a lot of people are sleeping on him. He's been a quiet sleeper this week. I'll take Goddard with Philadelphia. Number 2, I got that boy out of Dallas, man. He's been the truth the last couple of weeks. Ferguson. And number one, I think we all three gonna have him at number one as Laporta.
Smart men. We'll get to that in a second. Coming at number 5, I just got a gut feeling about this guy. I'm going Taysom Hill. I think they're gonna play Taysom Hill with Alvin Kamara today in that that Wildcat offense, and I think Taysom Hill scores a touchdown today from the quarterback. From the quarterback position, and he'll run one in. Don't be surprised if he throws one too on a gadget play. So I'm going with Taysom Hill as 5. We'll talk about him maybe later on in the show as well. Coming number 4, I got Zach Ertz. Cincinnati, I think, is going to score some points today, so Zach Ertz is going to have to do his part. So I'm with you guys. Number 3 is the one that I think everybody's going to be like, X, it's time to give up on him. He hasn't shown anything. But at some point, I just think that this kid is too talented. They have to find a way to give him the ball. I'm going Kyle Pitts. I think Kyle Pitts gets some good usage rate today. So I'm going with him at number 3. And I'll say this. The Falcons beat the Texans today. Remember I said it on this show. The Falcons will beat the Texans today. So I'm going with Kyle Pitts at 3. At number 2, Miami's going to light it up against the Giants. Darren Waller has to show up. He got to
catch the ball, man.
There's no Saquon Barkley. The Giants receivers may be the worst receiving core in football. Darren Waller has to show up today, or it's going to get really bad. It might get to 70 again for the Dolphins. So I'm going to say Darren Waller. And number 1, y'all are correct. I got Sam Laporta. This kid is becoming one of those elite guys where we don't tell you have to start him. You should just start him every week. If he continues what he's done these first couple of weeks, it may get to that point. But today he's my number 1 tight end on the day. Sam Laporta, no Amon St. Brown. This is a clear choice for us. All right, Keo, let's knock out these defenses and kickers real quick. So let's go to defenses first.
Okay, number 5 for me, I'm going with the Houston Texans at number 5. Number 4, I'm going with the Miami Dolphins against the New York Giants at number 4. Number 3, I'm going with the Detroit Lions at number 3 as a top defense to start. Coming in at number 2 for me, I'm gonna go with the Cincinnati Bengals against the Arizona Cardinals. They should dominate this game, and I would definitely be surprised if they do not dominate this game. And then my number 1 defense to start, man. We know the 2 elite defenses are playing against each other today at Sunday night. But my number 1 defense to start, I'm going with the New York Jets over against the Denver Broncos.
Okay. Let's go, Wes.
All right, man. I'm riding with them Hoodats, man. New England really don't show me nothing too much on offense. If the Saints could play their style of ball, I believe the Saints would be a top defense today. I would start the Saints defense if I had them. Number 4, I'll go with the Dolphins. Giants, like y'all said, I don't know. They're not that good. Ravens, I'll start the Ravens over. I believe the Ravens gonna have maybe number 1, but I'll go with the Lions, and then I'll take over with the Jets.
Okay, y'all loving the Jets. I'm a in right there where you started. When you end there, I'm gonna start. I got the Jets at 5. The Broncos, their offense is decent. It's just their defense is horrible. But they can score some points. But I do think they will struggle against the Jets today. So I'm gonna go with them at the Jets at 5. At number 4, tricky upset. I got the Falcons at 4 because I think they beat the Texans today. And Wes, we'll talk about your boy in a second. But I got the Falcons at 4. At number 3, I got the Saints. I'm with Wes on this one. The Saints will play well against the Patriots. The Patriots don't have great playmakers, in my opinion. they relied on Zeke Elliott. I mean, that says a lot. You know, when you think about the Patriots, don't start. Number 2, I got the Detroit Lions. I think the Lions, I said earlier before the season started, the Lions are going to win that division. The Lions are going to be a playoff team. And I think they're doing that even when they have guys missing. David Montgomery doesn't play, so what? Miles St. Brown doesn't play, so what? Jameson Williams don't play, so what? Jahmyr Gibbs not playing, so what? They're a good ball club, and their defense is really good in my opinion. So I'm going with them at 2. But number 1, they're going to get some turnovers. Daniel Jones is going to throw some turnovers, throw some interceptions. He may fumble. The Miami Dolphins is about 4. They may drop a 20 piece on these boys as far as fantasy points is concerned. I got the Dolphins coming in at number 2. So, yep, I'm number 1, and it's not even close to me. Let's get to these kickers so we can get to all the good stuff next.
Okay, really quick though, I'm going to just run through it. Number 5, I'm going with Nick Folk. Number 4, I'm going with Will Lutz. Number 3, I'm going with Detroit's Riley Patterson. And I think the top 2 kickers for today, I think it's going to be definitely a defensive game. You'll see some sparks in offenses, and that's today's game of the week between the Niners and Cowboys. I got Jake Moody at 2, and I got Brandon Aubrey from the Dallas Cowboys at number 1.
Okay, well, we kind of see it somewhat similar. I got Brandon Aubrey at 5. I think he's definitely going to get some kicks in. Number 4, I got McPherson. Evan McPherson from the Bengals. I think they're just going to score a lot of points. 3, I got Riley Patterson. You said the same thing. I think the Lions going to score a lot of points. 2, I got Jason Sanders for the Dolphins. I just said the Dolphins are going to score a crazy amount of points in this game to me. But at number 1, and we're about to get to it, I got Harrison Butker. I think the Chiefs are going to score a lot of points against the Vikings. The Vikings are not a good team, in my opinion. They can score an offense, but they're not good as far as a whole team. All right, Keel. Speaking of that, I'll start first. Highest scoring game of the day. I got the Vikings and the Chiefs. I think that is a shootout. I think that the Chiefs will ultimately win the game, but the Vikings will score some points. I got that as the highest scoring game of the day. What you got, Keo?
The highest scoring game of the day, I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Minnesota Vikings as the highest scoring game of the day.
Okay, what you got, Wes? Are you shaking your head? Yes.
Yeah, that's the highest scoring game of the game, man.
Okay, well, let's see how we do in the lowest scoring, because I may feel different than y'all. I'm going with the rivalry in the lowest scoring game of the day. I know most people be like XUY because they got low scoring games out there, but I'm going with the Ravens and the Steelers. I think they know each other well. They know what the other one likes to do. Lamar Jackson is phenomenal on offense, but the Steelers plays him 2 times every year. They're not surprised by him. I'm going with that as the lowest scoring game of the day.
I'm going with the Jets and Broncos as the lowest scoring game.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I'll go with the Saints and Patriots.
Okay, that was all my top 3 right there.
Uh-oh. Sorry, Chris Olave.
Don't do that. All right, y'all. I want to do this little game with y'all real quick before we get to everything else. Buy or sell? Is it time to give up on this player and sell him? Or is it time to go out there and go buy him because you don't have him and you think that you can get him for the low and it may turn out to be a great move for you? All right. First person up, Dalvin Cook. Are you buying or selling him right now?
Sell. I'm selling him.
Yeah, I'm selling him also. The running game for the Jets hasn't been it hasn't been they haven't been moving the ball with the running game, so I'm definitely selling him.
I agree with y'all too. I think Brees Hall should be the man over there. Dalvin Cook is unfortunate. Aaron Rodgers hasn't been playing there because of the injury, so I sell Dalvin Cook. If you can get anything for him right now, get something for him because it's not even worth having him on your roster at this point, in my opinion. All right, buy or sell. This one I think is going to be a sell as well, but I want to hear what y'all think. Daniel Jones.
Oh, come on, man. Really?
Sell.
I'm not only selling him, I'm dropping his ass into free agency.
like you said, man, he doesn't even have a receiver to throw to, man. He's throwing to Wandell Robinson, man.
Yeah. Yeah, now I'm with y'all. I just wanted to see if somebody was still, a little high on him. Because we know Daniel Jones has finished high in fantasy ratings before just because he can run the football sometimes as well. So on that zone read. So I thought maybe one of y'all would bite, but I'm with y'all. Sell it. Okay, this is the interesting ones. Not that they don't have the talent, y'all. We know the talent's there, but the concerns of injury and then what we've seen so far. This one I will call the bingo edition. Bingo edition. Are you buying or selling Joe Mixon right now?
I'm going to buy him. It's too early in the season. For a stud like that, he usually comes on strong at the end of the year. The years I had him in my fantasy, he came on strong at the end of the year. I'm keeping him.
I'm actually gonna sell him. I'm selling him. If I could get somebody like maybe like a DeAndre Swift or an A Chain, I would do that because Mixon does have value in trading right now, but I think you better get it at as far as he has value now before it goes down. So I'm selling him.
Yeah, I'm with Keo on this one. I love Joe Mixon. But if I can get A-Chan, there's no doubt I'm taking that trade. That would be done in a heartbeat. But
whoever takes that trade,
yeah, I mean Mixon hasn't done well this year, and what scares me is the next guy we're going to talk about. Let's say Burrow goes out and he shuts it down for the season. Now you really look at that offense and you're like, yeah, they may have leaned more on Mixon. That may be good, but that's too much of a question mark for me. So I would actually sell him at while I can as well. But let's go to the next guy, Joe Burrow. Are you selling him right now? You can get a nice value for Joe Burrow because he's Joe Burrow. But are you going to sell him or are you going to keep him and just buy it right now?
That'll depend who I got as my backup. If I have somebody like C.J. Stroud in my backup or Kirk Cousins, Anthony Richardson, I would sell, try to get the best what I can for Joe Burrow.
I am selling him right now. You better get him, sell him while his value is still there, man. Freaking Joe Burrow, he is ranked right now the 31st fantasy quarterback right now, averaging 8 points right now in fantasy right now. He's only had one single digit. He's only had one double digit game, and his highest scoring was 18 points right now. I know he's banging through injuries, but come on, man. I'm selling Joe Burrow right now.
I'm with you, gentlemen, as well. Again, that's why I put him down as buy or sell. I would sell Joe Burrow in a heartbeat. I think I got him in C's league or Bumpy's league. Shout out to both of them. If y'all want Joe Burrow, come holler at me. I'm more than willing to trade him because I think the injury has affected him a lot more than what they're actually leading on. I think the Bengals to get to the Super Bowl, actually win the Super Bowl this year, and I think I'm all out on that. So I would sell him, and then that leads to the last guy. If you say you're selling Burrow, I'm guessing you're gonna sell this guy, and that's T. Higgins. He's nicked up. Burrow's nicked up, and he's not even the number one. Jamar Chase is the number one. So, and they don't want to pay him. So it's a lot going on with T. Higgins. Are you buying or selling him?
I'm selling them. I heard two reports out of Carolina that they needed a receiver, and Carolina beat writer had T. Higgins as one of the top receivers that Carolina might go after, but it's just the draft capital. They're trying to figure out that, but I'll sell.
Yeah, I'm selling him also. He is ranked the 51st wide receiver right now in fantasy right now. He's only averaging 8 a game right now. When you 8 a game is like you could find a wide receiver that could average 8 a game in the waiver wire right now. Last 2 games he's had a combined 7 fantasy points. So I'm definitely selling him right now.
Yeah, I'm selling him as well. Now, if he gets traded to a team where he can be the guy, then obviously his fantasy value will go back up. But right now, there's too many question marks in Cincinnati for me. You sell T. Higgins as you can right now and get something that can be value for you right now so that you can win some fantasy matchups for sure. All right, let's get to the stardom sit-em portion. It's kind of dicey right here. What up, Danny? Because it's three of us. So I'll start, and y'all tell me if you should start him or sit him. Are y'all starting or sitting Russell Wilson today versus the Jets?
I'm benching him. So, hey, I'm a Sauce Gardner believer.
Oh, Keo, you heard him. You heard him. That's big sauce to you. It's looking real saucy out there. Yeah, fix your face.
Come on, Keo, man. Spit it out, bro. Spit it out.
Say it again.
Would you start or sit Russell Wilson?
I'm sitting him.
Oh, you because they got Sauce Gardner too.
No, I believe in DJ Reed. That's who I believe in. Woo! A real cornerback.
All right. Are y'all starting or sitting any? You can pick them. A Giants receiver in a matchup where they have to score if they want a chance to win. Would you start or sit any? You can pick them. Whatever receiver you want. Are you going to start any Giants receiver today?
I will start Slayton in a flex. I would start a receiver, but I'll start him as a flex. If that's all I had, I'll start him.
Okay. What you doing, Keo?
Man, I'm not risking a chance of losing this today by starting a damn Giants wide receiver, man. I just cannot do that, man. There's nobody that's enticing. There's nobody that's even good enough for even a flex position for me to start. And they just been very inconsistent, man. Like, I think the person that has potential and upside is Jalen Hyatt, but they don't give him enough time on the field. So I just can't start any of them right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna sit here and say the whole thing. Keo said everything I needed to say. I agree with you on everything. Jalen Hyatt has the most potential. They don't give him enough playing time. He only sees like 20% of the plays, so that's not good enough for me to start you. All right, Jonathan Taylor's back, but he hasn't played. Are you starting or sitting Zach Moss, who has played well for the Colts?
Against the Titans defense, I don't know. That's a rough one on both of them. So depends who I have on my backup. I would sit him, to be honest, because everybody that ran against Tennessee didn't do too much. So I would have to sit him.
Okay.
I'm starting him. You paying this guy this type of money?
No, not Jonathan Taylor. Zach Moss.
Oh, Zach Moss. No, I'm starting him. I think he's gonna have to get used to the feel of the football season and get used to the new playbook, the chemistry with the rest of his teammates. And I don't know how much practice he's gotten with the rest of the team. So I'm going with Zach Moss. I'm gonna say start Zach Moss.
Oh no, I'm sitting Zach Moss. If I just paid that boy Jonathan Taylor all that money, boy, you better get ready to play this game. I ain't trying to play with
Hope you got the running shoes on.
That boy better get in that game and play. I gave all that money to you with all that drama this offseason. Boy, you better be ready. Now I'm sitting Zach Moss. All right, another running back. You actually have him in the top 5. I'm interested to see what Wes is going to say because I think I know what Keel's going to say. Raheem Mostert, are you starting him or sitting him?
It all depends who I have in that, that top 3 running, man. I always keep 3 good running backs. So It always depends who's the matchup play and all that. But he gets his touches. But that game should be a blowout, and I would actually sit him.
Okay, wow, okay.
Yeah, of course I'm gonna start him. With A chain there, Mostert's he's still been able to get his numbers and put in solid numbers for fantasy owners right now. So I'm definitely gonna say you gotta start him. Yeah, and he's ranked 15th right now in out of all running backs in fantasy football right now. So I'm gonna say start him.
Okay, I just think it's gonna be a blowout. I'm like Wes. I think it's gonna be a blowout. But this is where I disagree with Wes. Because it's a blowout, I think he's gonna get a touchdown in this game. So I'm gonna say go ahead and start him. As a flex. He wouldn't be an RB1 or RB2 for me. But as a flex play, I'm okay with you starting Raheem
And that's
Mostert.
why I said if I had 3 running backs and he was that third running back, he was, with that
Yeah,
matchup. That's why I said why I would
yeah,
bench him.
man. All
But a
right,
flex is
last
good.
one. He makes his debut. He was a little questionable. I have him. I don't know. I'm questioning should I play him or not. But there's no Ahmad St. Brown. Would you start or sit Jamison Williams? Oh,
I had that guy too. So depends. I had seen that his coach's decision that he might not even play neither this week. But with that being said, if he's startable, I'll start him. With St.
Well,
Brown being out, I would start him. But before I got onto the show, logged on to the show, he was coach's decision. Like he might not even play.
okay.
I'm starting Jamison Williams. This is a perfect game for him. Perfect opportunity to break out with Saint Brown not there. I know they're gonna try to get Laporta, but they got to go to one of those receivers. If it has to be Josh Reynolds or Jamison Williams, but I feel like Jamison Williams, if he does play, he will be the guy. So I'm going to start him.
All right. I would start him as well. I just think that this is a perfect opportunity to start him against Carolina. He could have a big game today, so I'm going to go ahead and start him. All right. For time constraint, we're going to try to move through these topics real quick. We're going to go to over or under. Over or under. Christian McCaffrey, 175 yards total tonight. Will he get it?
Under.
Under.
I agree with you. I thought y'all was going to go over, except for Q. I knew he was going to go under. He's a Cowboy fan. All right. Tua Tagovailoa, 4 touchdowns. Ooh, that's tough. Will he get
Under.
it, though?
Under.
Yeah, I'm going to say under also.
I'm going to go over because I think Jalen Waddle will have a monster game. I think Tua gets 5 touchdowns today. I'll go over. Zach Wilson, 220 yards versus the Broncos. The Broncos defense is trash, but it's Zach Wilson.
I think you said it last week. Just need one long pass. That's half of it right there. So I'll go over.
Zach Wilson for today. I'm going over. He'll go over 220.
Okay, I'm with y'all. I think he'll be slightly over, but I think he's gonna get over slightly. All right. I actually erased the one that we had and included this one. Jamar Chase over $125. I'm going a little over 200. $125. Will he go over or under?
$125 guaranteed and a touchdown.
Oh!
Wow.
Hey, it's their time to shine, bro. If they don't do it this week, hey, like you said, buy or sell. You better start selling.
Jamar Chase hasn't been, Jamar Chase. We know the last 2 games he has been, looking a little bit better. He's been targeted from 27 times the last 2 games. I'm going over. Last game he had 73 yards passing. The previous game he had 141. So I'm going over 120 yards receiving.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm gonna go under, man. I think he'll be over 100, like Wes said, but $125 is too much for me. Not said he can't get it, but I'm gonna go with under. I think he'll be like about 115-ish. He'll be around that number. All right, the last one, Cooper Kupp. Will he get 7 receptions today? That's a lot.
That's too many dimes to hand out, man. Especially with Puka, you got to keep him rolling in that offense. And I say under 7.
I'm going over. I'm going over 7. I think yeah. I think he's definitely gonna go over 7 today. I think it's gonna go back to Cooper Kupp, and I think Nakua's targets will go down. I think Cooper is gonna stay the same like we normally see it. Because if you watch the Rams, when it comes to Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford, he loves going to Cooper Kupp no matter what the situation is. So I'm going over.
And I'm with Wes on this. I think just the first game back. You gotta see where they get the rust off first. I think he'll have 5 or 6, but it'll be under 7. 7's a lot to ask for. Okay, guys, I'll do the social media questions. If somebody in the group chat wants to ask, you can ask, but I'll tell you this right now. Bonnie reached out to me. Miss Bonnie said, should she go with Breece Hall with a great matchup against the Broncos or start Jonathan Taylor in his debut?
I'm rolling with Breece Hall. Tough matchup for Jonathan Taylor. He might get you the receptions, but I'll go with Breece Hall.
Yeah, I'm going with Breece Hall also. They're playing Titans is more of a tougher defense, so I'm going with Breece Hall.
Oh, it's all 3 of us, Miss Bonnie. There you go. I got Breece Hall as well. Okay, my boy Chris wants to know, should he go with Cooper Kupp or Puka Nacua? He got Tyreek Hill and Stephon Diggs, so that's a flex play. Nacua or Kupp, who you going with?
Man, what league you're playing in, man? Golly. You got Diggs and Mighty Mouse.
And that's crazy.
Hey, I'll go with Cooper Kupp. I know Puka been getting this, but they probably want to get rhythm with Cooper, so I'll go with Kupp.
Yeah, I'm going with Kupp also. They're gonna try to get him involved early. So I'm going with Cooper Kupp.
I'm actually going opposite of the guys. I'm going Puka Nacua in this one. Just like the chemistry him and Matthew Stafford's built. Okay, we gotta hurry up and get through this. All right. Jerome reached out to me. Pick 2. Zay Flowers, Pickens from the Steelers, or Michael Thomas. Pick 2. Which 2 you should go with?
Give me Zay Flowers.
Give me 2 of them.
Oh, Zay Flowers and Mike Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going Zay Flowers and Michael Thomas.
I agree as well. Pickens to me, Kenny Pickett. I don't know about that. I'm going Zay Flowers and Kenny Pickett. I mean, Michael Thomas as well. All right. My boy Tatum wants to know, should he go with which rookie quarterback? Richardson or Stroud today?
No questions asked. You know who I'm going with. Stroud, baby. It's Stroud we trust.
I don't think you could go wrong with any of these quarterbacks, but if you're asking me, I'm going with CJ Stroud.
Okay, I'm going Anthony Richardson. Tatum, you have a decision to make because there's 2 that chose Stroud. I'm taking Anthony Richardson. Last one. My girl Amber wants to know. We all had Sam Laporta number 1, but she got Laporta and George Kittle. Who should she go with?
No questions asked. Laporta.
Wait a minute. Despite how I feel towards that team, I'm going with George Kittle. George Kittle, he tends to do well when he plays against the Cowboys. And I think this is one of those games where George Kittle will get some solid numbers. And on top of that, I got him on my team. So I think George Kittle will at least go over his average today.
Nah, I'm going Laporta. I'm with Wes on this one. Laporta is breaking out. He's turning to that guy that you definitely want to get on your roster. So I'm going Sam Laporta. All right, guys. We're going to have to wrap it up. Let's get to our favorite topic. Stud, dud, and sleeper of the week. Who's y'all sleeper of the week?
Well, I don't know if he's a sleeper, but Brees Hall.
I like that one. That's nice.
Okay. My sleeper of the week, I'm going with Michael Gallup for the sleeper of the week.
All right, I'm going Jameson Williams. I think Jameson Williams shows why he was drafted as early as he was. Noah Amon-Ra Brown, I think he breaks out. All right, who is y'all dud of the week?
Dud of the week. Let's go with the whole Giants team.
All right, man. That was too easy, Wes. I'm gonna give you the dud of the week. Jonathan Taylor will be the dud of the week. He'll be under 10 fantasy points. You're going against a tough defense. He's coming back. I think he's gonna share a lot of carries with Zach Moss. Especially being in a new system that he's in right now. I'm going with Jonathan Taylor for my dud of the week.
You gave somebody his debut and you gave the easiest choice to Giants. I'm gonna give you a dud, and Wes is gonna be mad. The Atlanta Falcons shut down C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans. I think C.J. Stroud is my dud of the week. He's going to play like a rookie. The Falcons will pick him off more than one time in this game. The Falcons will win this game. I got C.J. Stroud as my dud of the week. I love C.J. Stroud. I was trying to get him from West. I do think he's going to struggle today, though. I think the way the Falcons run the ball, they're going to take the time of possession away from C.J. Stroud. The defense will make some plays. So I'm going with C.J. Stroud as the dud of the week. And then finally, if you pick your studs, you can't pick them again next week. You can't pick them for the rest of the year. Who is your stud of the week this week?
I've been hollering since day one of the show. Chase. I'm going with Chase, man. I believe it's he was crying. Hey, you never hear that dude cry for the ball. Last week, he cried for the ball. Hey, that's an LSU teammate. Believe me, he's going to do everything he can. He might, just look straight his way. That's why I'm so high on him this week. I'm going with Chase.
I like that one.
Well, you picked the wrong LSU wide receiver because I'm going with Justin Jefferson as my stud of the week, man. I don't think any cornerback on the Kansas City Chiefs defense can cover this guy. I think Jefferson, even though this team's been struggling, he's still been able to put up numbers. I think he's ranked the number 3rd wide receiver in fantasy right now, despite all of that. And I think they'll be at home going against the Chiefs. I like Justin Jefferson as the stud of the week.
I'm with you as far as the SEC goes. I'm even with y'all when y'all talk about wide receiver. I've been saying it today. The breakout performer today is Mr. Waddle. Oh! He's going to go crazy on the Giants. I'm talking 200 on him. 200 yards receiving, Jalen Waddle, and there'll be a lot of waddling going on. I'm going Jalen Waddle, man. I think that's the one that's going to be today. But we're going to see. Let's get to our shout-outs, gentlemen.
Hey, I just want to thank y'all for letting me join the MBS Situm show. Looking forward to the adventure. Appreciate everybody that's watching. Hey, let's go. Let's get it.
All right, man. Shout out to Wes. Welcome to the panel, man. Obviously, shout out to X holding it down. MBS Start of Cinema Show. Hopefully, we get it right. But more importantly, hopefully, I continue my winning streak in the MBS Fantasy Football League as I move to 4-1. Woo!
All right. Well, shout out to Wes. Shout out to Keo, man. Wes, I'm super happy about you joining. Hey, man. Shout out to Travis Etienne. Now you want to have the greatest game of your life after I trade you and help out Larson. That is ridiculous. I don't even know what's going on. Olave, I got the Saints hat on. You better show up tonight. Because, man, I need you, buddy. I need you. I'm 0-4. I need you. But with that being said, look, if you lose, you have nobody but to blame but yourself. But if you win, like Drake said, man, thank us later. This has been the Stardom Sit 'em Show. I'm Triggs, the Sports Junkie. We out. Peace.
Peace.